Welcome to Akhand Vidyashram, the first institute of impeccable wisdom. Procreation, the creation of the human being. My dharma, there are three dharmas. Earth, that we are born and brought up on earth with all the things which you require, from atom, element, molecules to compound to the cells to the vegetables. Everything is essential for human life comes from Mother Earth, and we should take care of the equilibrium of the earth with a proper vegetation. Number one. Ancestral, that we are born because of our parents, grandparents. We should also get married, have one wife, and have just enough children to create the human generation. Third, divine debt. Whatever the knowledge which we have got, we have learned from divine nature, from universal consciousness, and we should bring impeccable wisdom give to the world so that world also understands it. And these are the three dharmas of Sanatana Dharma, which should be done by every human being, male and female. Getting married, having children, learning and doing things have been beautifully put into the first Balavastha, then Kishoravastha, then Grahasthavastha, then Vanaprastha and Sannyas. All the five things are beautifully designed to make sure all our debts are well taken care of. My greatest discovery is that I have lived all the three to the best of my ability and results are phenomenal. My greatest discovery is Divyang, the divine design of nature. The perfect objects are designed with this. And this is only because I'm educated, understand A to Z of every concept scientifically, also understand nature, I understand emotion, I understand importance of physical health, wealth, wisdom, happiness. All the 64 different arts of science are known to me, and as a result I've been in tune with universal consciousness and revealing Divyang for the first time in the history of mankind. As a result, able to understand the Vedas, Upanishads and scriptures of the world in the light of modern science. With impeccable wisdom of mathematical precision, I am able to give it to the world in my videos and my books and my research. My entire 60 years of academic life are devoted toward this only. Then impeccable wisdom is enlightening and Akhand Vidya wisdom is empowering. With that we proceed how my debt as an ancestral debt are is provided, are taken care of. Now, Pitra Rin is the second one which I'm talking about, ancestral debt. The religious marriage is the first concept which is recommended by Sanatana Dharma. Go through all the religious concepts which go with it to make sure that we understand the importance of seven going around the fire, keeping Agni as a witness and talking of Vedic mantras. And with all the concept that we will be religious, we will be conceptual, dharma, earth, kam, moksha, and will be loyal and do wonderfully for the family and thereby for the entire world such. That is the religious marriage which Sanatana Dharma talks about. And anyone who is perfectly at home, works very well with his wife, children, and relatives and friends and the world, would be healthy, wealthy procreation, will be the result of our understanding. So as a result, children will be well taken care of. They would be perfect from every angle because the first teachers are the parents, both father and mother. And third thing which is important, that is only way we can lead for a human race of the greatest order for the world peace. And that is what is required. And that is why Vasudev Kutumbam is. The entire world is ours. We have to work for the entire world. And having been born as a Brahmin, my work is action, thought, process is only Brahmin, and that is impeccable wisdom, and that is what I am talking about. I have grown from Shudra level to business level to also administrative level to the Brahminic level. and we can all have the capacity to do it. If my life is example of all the four, looking at entire wisdom in totality, I'm sure everyone can do it. But unfortunately, the knowledge is not there, which people blindly follow. But I'm sure the videos of Akhand Vidyashram give you the clear-cut knowledge of the perfection and impeccable wisdom to the core. Now let's proceed about the living cells are the ones which we should understand, and living cells are the ones which can procreate. So let's understand the beauty of procreation and then cells which are living cells. Under compound microscope, primarily we see three: cell membrane, which is outer cover, then cytoplasm, and the nucleus. But in this particular cell, I have brought in another few concepts like mitochondria and centrosome. These two play a very important role in further development, including DNA. Let's living cell, as I know, under the compound microscope, there are only three parts. But under the electron microscope, you can see 21 parts because each membrane, cell membrane, cytoplasm, and nucleus has 7 parts each. There are 21 parts. Same thing is reflected in Earth, solar atmosphere, and the heaven, which is also 21 parts. To procreate, we need a 22nd part, and I'm glad to put across in this, it is the centrosome, not the nucleus, which is important. Nucleus has a role, but centrosome is the one which plays important role in procreation. So 21 parts become 21 to 22 at the first stage of creation, and it is centrosome which become two centrioles. And that's the starting point of the wisdom which we should all have. No confusion whatsoever. It's being brought to mathematical design only to give a precision because that we can remember single perfect medical throughout the world. Let's not play with the words. Let us be conclusive with symbolic representations as well as mathematical conclusion. Now, from my work, I've said we are the greatest creation of divine nature. We are like the image of God. We have evolved from mineral plants and animals. We have, I talked about B double helix DNA, perfect one, which is better than Jack's and Watson's model. I also talked about nucleus and DNA and centrosome. This has been clearly defined in my work in this video before. And now, interesting enough is there are 22 pairs of autosomes which take care of the body's functions. And each one has got a pair, and the combination we can improve over a period to make sure that we are perfectly fine. But there is one pair which is sex chromosomes which defines both the male and female. That, as you can see right at the bottom, X and Y. X is in females, XX, and Y and X is in males. Y is smaller, X is bigger. It's also something which I want you to remember. This is how description is done of autosomes. Then oogenesis is the formation of perfect human female, and there are 10 stages in that. Oogonium to primary oocytes which are diploid, then first meiosis which go to the stage and give a diploid primary. Then you have second meiosis, secondary polar body and secondary oocyte, and then go to the formation of ovum you can see on the left side, and the right one are deficients which get disappeared in the process. Now, the same thing is made very clear in this particular picture. For fetal life, as the child is born in the womb, there are certain things which happen in female. There is oogonia, then mitosis, differentiation takes place, then you have primary oocyte, and first mitotic division takes place during fetal life itself. And during fetal life, before birth, you will have 400,000 cells to start with. And their number remains as such. And during puberty, they take a stage of the first mitotic division to form secondary oocyte. And then during each monthly cycle, cohort of 10 is taken and converted into ovum, which is perfect, and it's a 21 to 22 millimeter size, a follicle which will give you the perfect ovum per perfect thing. And this is something I've already explained in the last. It's just a revision for you to understand how things go. And in polycystic ovarian syndrome, there will be more cells which are taken, primordial cells are taken. As a result, they lose their pregnancy status much more. Now, as I've told you, the perfect menstrual cycle, I'm repeating again, is associated with the moons ascending and descending. And I've shown the first 3 days before the bleeding are more important. During this, the cohort of 10 follicles start taking, and GnRH from hypothalamus comes. Then ovaries produce estrogen and progesterone, where the anterior pituitary produce follicular stimulating hormone and luteinizing hormone, and also the endometrium also. These are the changes which I have already explained. And only thing in this is exactly like ascending and descending phases of moon to prove that we are designed like moon, which reflects the light of sun. I have already spoken about it, and this just to remind you, okay, this is a cell, perfect cell. If follicle is 21 micron, 22 micron, will be perfectly healthy females, and all the things could be to make them perfect mothers. As I told you, the growing follicle size should be 21 to 22 millimeters. As you can see on the right side on top, this is the size. These are the follicle changes which take place from primary cohort of 10 primary follicles to secondary to the follicle size to the ovum to the corpus luteum to the corpus albicans, and the cycle of 29.52 days goes on perfectly. If we can keep an eye on that, take food accordingly, exercise properly, and be happy, we'll have a perfect ovum, perfect child, first generation, and there it is. And my desire is to have a perfect human bodies throughout the world. Now come to the male part, spermatogenesis, the perfect nurture male reproductive organ I've already shown in this particular picture. I'm not going to details of it. Anyone who can see and read about it is good enough. But now come to the question of divine drama hormones. As in females I've shown you, it is the hypothalamus which releases GnRH to start with. That goes to anterior pituitary to the hypophyseal portal system, and pituitaries are endocrine gland, produces secretion of luteinizing hormone as a follicular stimulating hormone. Now, as far as the luteinizing hormone is concerned, it goes to interstitial fluid into the testis and is responsible for secretion of testosterone. And secretion of testosterone results in effects on central nervous system. If you have a perfect testosterone level from before birth right up to the 100 years of your age, you will be very intelligent. Bones and muscles growth will be perfect if the testosterone is normal. Establishment and maintenance of the male secondary sexual characters also will be perfect if the testosterone level is very good. Maintain this accessory glands and organs is also responsible for this. This is important. That's the reason I talk that you should get married, have a family, and take care of your testicular functions and be perfect human being. On the other side, follicular stimulative one goes to seminiferous tubules to produce ovum from primary follicle, sperms from gonaded to the adult. And this is also a negative and positive feedback mechanism which I have shown. If it is well taken care of, you will have a perfect health of testicular functions, reproductive organs, and you will have no problem whatsoever of having a healthy sperm and healthy progeny thereafter. Now, seminiferous tubules is where all these sperms are formed. You can see the layers as such, from first layer, second layer, third layer, fourth layer. This goes on there. This picture is very clear as far as spermatogenesis is concerned. Now, spermatogenesis also in Sertoli cell, you can see germ cells which are diploid. They go to formal cell. There is a basal proliferation first. It is diploid cells. 46 chromosomes, and we got B spermatogonia from spermatogonia. This is called spermatocytogenesis, number one. Second stage, these all take place seminiferous tubule, as you can see on the right side. Then spermatogenesis is the primary spermatocyte converted into first meiosis, and then to second meiosis, to secondary thing, and life goes on. Then you have a round spermatids which are produced, which are haploid in nature, and spermogenesis next part will be convert elongated spermids, and they are released as adult haploid for procreation into the lumen, and then get released during sexual interaction with a wife and impregnate healthy cells, and the one, as long as intercourse is very close to ovulations, the mother is likely to get a male child. If it is delayed or earlier, then chances of female are more, and primarily because of size of sex hormones. In male it is smaller and female is larger. And the one which has got more of female possibility, they would produce females. Which has X more will have male. This is also a point which I want everybody to understand. This is how the nature works in creation of a male child or a female child. Now, there are 10 stages of spermatogenesis. From birth to 12-year puberty, you have primordial germ cells which enter the testis, and then spermatogonia takes place. Spermatogenesis is the proliferation, and from there the spermatogonia start developing further. First 25 days it grows to primary spermatocyte. Then from primary spermatocyte to secondary spermatocyte takes another 9 days. Then 19 days is the meiotic first stage to spermatid. Then differentiation to the mature cells. On the whole, I would say there will be around 72 hours a cell takes to develop, 72 days to develop from germ cell to the mature cells, and that's it. But last stage is only of 21 days for spermatid to the mature cells. That is also something which I want everybody to understand. Ki nature follows that 22 by 21 very clearly here too. Now you can see how the mitochondria are there. You have spermatid 1 week, they have a nucleus, Golgi cells. Then acrosomal vesicles form acrosome, and they form a cap, and cytoplasm is shed thereafter. Then this goes to develop, and this helps you to develop as far as fertilization is concerned. Now, in spermatogenesis, there is something which I want everybody to understand. It is not by my design, it has been scientifically found. Each germ cell can lead to 526 mature sperm cells. What is the hidden divine secret in that? 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, 256, 526. There are only 10 times development is taking place. It also proves that there are 10 stages of development of spermatogenesis or the formation of sperm. Is it a coincidence? It's a divine plan. It is a divine plan because nature has designed that whole process will be 22 by 21, which is the first stage of creation. Then you have 10 stages of development. Here also you see the same thing. Everywhere is the same story. And that is what I want every student to number. Look for first stage for 22 by 21, and second stage of development as a 10 stages, and then go to third stage of maturation of Shiva consciousness, which is 0.34419. I've explained that with the big rectangle, also the process, how it is developed. Because that is the mathematically conclusive knowledge with which, if we understand anatomy, physiology, biochemistry and psychology, we'll have a perfect knowledge. As a result, we could be perfectly healthy, wealthy, wise and happy life, and thereby there will be universally uniformly well trained everyone, and the world peace thereafter. That is what Vidya Dadati Vinyat Yati Patratam Siddhana Dharam Sukham. If you want whole world peace, we should educate everywhere perfectly with perfect knowledge, not a mistaken knowledge which has a lot of confusions. And this is what, for the first time in the history of mankind, somebody is making sure that you get impeccable wisdom from 1 to Z through Akhand Vidyashram Ulud. So in this particular video, I have already shown that the fertilization will take 8 days from zygote formation to implementation in this with 8 days. And that is what this particular picture is. We are going to talk about it in detail in the next. And how the delivery takes place is also something which I will be talking thereafter. Now, conclusion is both oogenesis and spermatogenesis, ovum formation for females and sperm formation for male, goes through the 10 stages, following 22 by 21 to the stage of 10, and is so beautifully designed, and same hormones take place, and same hormones, everything is done. Once we understand this concept very clearly, I can assure you, you'll have a perfectly healthy males with abundance of testosterone, abundance of muscles, abundance of RBCs, abundance of oxygen, abundance of energy to do their work exclusively very well. So there, I want everybody to be perfectly healthy. That's it. And similarly, we make sure that female health is also given importance, and sperm are normal, ovum are normal, male sexual organs are normal, female menstrual cycle is normal, and they are given good food, health, otherwise we'll have a very healthy society around the world, and that is what Akhand Vidyashram desire is. Having done that, I think this is enough for the day. Thank you very much. It was nice me experiencing, sharing my own life's experiences for the world as a sign for ancestral depth for the world. Thank you very much. Thank you.